Hello, it's this epic disaster. I almost forgot the name of the show.
That would be a disaster for sure.
Hi, how are you? Okay, so last week we had a bit of a problem with our sound.
Technical difficulties.
We did, and I now it's a mystery because I'm going to try to correct that.
Okay.
And as of right now, I don't know that I'm going to, but if it works out, I'm going to release both episodes on the day we usually release one.
Which would be tomorrow.
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 We're recording the day before we release.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're, we'll see how it goes. This show, something happened on the mixer. Like knobs got turned, and I don't know if it happened when I kind of remodeled our area here.
Could have.
I don't remember that happening. But anyway, now the sound might be a little louder than people are used to.
Oh. So don't let us blow your eardrums out.
No. So, but I just want people to be aware that it might sound a little different, and we might make an adjustment. But if it's uncomfortable, you can't hear it, you can hear too much of it, you want me to delete Cheri, whatever you would like, just send us an email, and I will do that.
What if they say they want you to delete you?
I unfriend them. Just delete them.
Unfriend.
Yeah.
Unfriend.
They're not my friend anymore.
Nope.
Unless they buy me a beer. I'll be friends with anybody that buys me a beer. What is that? An angel getting its wings?
Nope. That's the bell that says it's time for a beer.
Oh, is that a new feature you're doing?
Sure. Why not? It just happened to be there.
The beer bell?
Jesus told me to do it.
Oh, Jesus did. Okay.
So today we're drinking Rye on Rye, which is a barrel-aged ale. It's a rye ale aged in rye whiskey barrels. And it is by Boulevard Brewing. And Rick can't find the bottle opener, which is right in front of him, because
cracking it open.
He's got no glasses on. So he's opened his.
Oh, that smells good.
I think he just had an orgasm.
That smells good. Oh, look at that. It's very light. Much lighter than I thought it was going to be.
It does smell quite good. Now, my favorite rye I've ever had is Angel's Envy Rye.
What is that?
It's a rye.
Okay.
It's
a rye whiskey?
Yes.
Okay.
So, I got just
spit it out.
Trying. I got a drink at the Porter one time, and they had it there, and it's a little bit spendy, but I wanted to try it. I've been hearing all that kind of good things about it, and so I got some, and then for the rest of the meal, like that was cocktails before the meal, and I wouldn't let him take the empty glass, because I was just like huffing it because it smelled like vanilla and caramel. So good.
I think the sniffing of liquor and beers, I enjoy it more than tasting.
Yeah?
I love the smell of it all.
Well, your olfactory is probably more sensitive than your taste buds.
Well, it just smells so good, and sometimes it doesn't taste as good as it smells.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Like, we've had several sours that smell like they claim is on the can, but you can't taste it at all.
Right.
And they say that taste is 90% or 80% smell, but it's not true, I don't think.
Well, this smells pretty good. I'm going to see if it tastes pretty good.
All right.
Here I go. I'm drinking.
You drink.
I'm drinking it right now. Here I go. I'm doing it.
Chug. Ew, you slurped.
Oh, man.
Oh, man, he says. I think he just had another little orgasm there.
That's some good stuff.
Boy, it sure does. It sure does smell good when you put it up to your lips and your nose is in the glass.
It's got some it's got that little bit of a sherry wine taste in there. Kind of smoky, oaky. Yeah, that's good.
Oh, another little tidbit of information that I did not share quite yet is that it is 12.2% alcohol.
We're going to be feeling
by
that.
volume. Yeah. Good times.
Okay.
That is yummy.
So, you know what? Yesterday, sorry, I got some allergies today.
I think we've got allergies this month.
It's awful. Yesterday, my newest dog, Lewis the dog.
Sir Lewis Cheddar.
Who is very much anxiety ridden.
Yes, poor baby.
Yeah. He's overcoming it. We're helping him out. He's doing really well. but we've had him now for over a year. Sorry.
Goodness, get that frog out of your throat.
Over a year we've had Lewis.
Wow.
And he's doing quite well. He's just he's not the same dog.
Yes.
But so yesterday I bought him a little toy treat, one of those little toys that you hide treats in.
And then they have to try and get the treat out of it.
Yeah. So we gave it to him. He like guarded it all day long, protected. That's one of his old bad behaviors.
Yeah.
He stayed with that thing for almost 24 hours, would not leave it. He wouldn't let anybody around it. And it was really kind of bad. So I think we're going to try to find a dog behaviorist.
Okay.
Or I don't know. I guess is that the same thing as a dog psychologist or something? I don't know.
Well, I mean, behavior can be taught.
Yeah.
As you know, and oftentimes we find that out based on bad behavior, which can be taught, just like good behavior can be taught.
Yeah.
And it's just a repetitive thing. So if he's constantly afraid that he's going to have something taken from him or that he doesn't know where his next meal is coming from, etc. You've dealt with all of these things with him.
Yes. Well, that's why this was like a huge setback.
It seems like that, but, it may just be the novelty of the thing.
Yeah.
And I do know that Maria got him, your wife got him, another one of those little puzzle toys to get treats out of, and he didn't guard that one.
He did a little bit, not as much, but he did. So what we're thinking, and I don't care. He can play with it, guard it, sit with it all day. I don't care. But the deal is, when at the end of the day, we have to be able to take it away from him.
Right, without getting bit.
Right.
Or
it's
growled at.
It's bedtime.
Yeah.
Let's put this away. And so that doesn't happen.
And
it gets very dangerous.
You also don't want, of course you don't want to get bit, either you or your wife, trying to take a toy from a dog.
Right.
But you also don't want the other animals in your household to, incidentally touch it and get bit, or scared even.
Right.
There's no room for that kind of behavior.
Right. So yesterday, he would not let go of it yesterday. And at one point, so he will only go to the potty for my wife. And
for me.
Yeah. Which, ironically, neither will I. But so she has to say, Lewis, do you want a potty? If I say it, he runs and hides.
Yeah.
I don't know why. He will not do it. So he'll hold it all day and wait for Maria to come home. And then she says, let's go potty. And he runs out. I could say it all day and he will not go for me.
I do know that when I come over here on a weeknight and your wife has been at work all day long.
Yes.
And you've been home all day long.
Yep.
And he won't go out for you.
No.
If I bring Toffee over, my dog, if I bring her over and I say, let's all go potty, he will go potty.
Yeah, he'll do it. He'll do that for you. Just won't for me.
Not for you.
So she came home. She said, let's go. And he jumped up and ran and I grabbed the toy. And then he came running back immediately like, oh crap, I forgot that.
Oh no.
And I had taken it away and he couldn't find it. And then he just started stressing out.
Oh no.
And he started running around squeaking and
he does
how
his
he
little
does.
whiny thing.
Yeah, whining. And I was just like, well, now I feel bad. So we gave him food and he had to go outside. And then when he came back in, I thought, all right, well, I guess I'll give it back to him. And so I gave it to him. And as soon as I gave it to him, my other dog, Keely, ran up and grabbed it out of his mouth.
What?
She just took it straight out of his mouth and ran off with it.
What did he do?
Well, he just let her do it.
That's crazy.
And then he starts like kind of whining about it. And so,
Daddy, she took my toy.
Yeah. So I told, I had to scold her and told her to drop it. And I gave it back to him. And then he held on to it all night long.
Did he come to bed?
No.
He didn't even come to bed?
No. All night long he guarded it.
Because he sleeps in your room with you.
Yeah, he's got his own bed in there.
He's the one that's like, okay, folks, it's bedtime.
He's a good sleeper.
Yeah.
Both of our dogs are good sleepers. But yeah, so we got to fix that. Something's not right.
Yeah, and it's odd that it's only certain toys or certain objects that he guards like that.
Yeah, usually when it involves food, if you put food in the toy, but sometimes it's just a regular, like Kongs. He likes the little Kong toys.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're working on that.
Wow.
That was the little war that we had to go through all
yesterday.
Yeah.
So I have a pup date as well.
Oh yeah.
Well, I guess it's a kitty pup date. Mm-hmm. That doesn't make any sense.
No.
But as you know, I have a new cat.
Yes.
And I have my dog still.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And this cat is not afraid of my dog at all. Mm-hmm. Now, when Toffee gets a little overly excited and wants to play with the cat, I mean, the cat is probably 7 pounds. She's probably the smallest cat I've ever had. Mm-hmm. My other cats were almost 20 pounds.
Yeah, big guys. Mm-hmm.
And she's this little skinny, slinky little cat,
She probably is she still a teenager or something?
No, she's 4.
Oh.
Yeah, she's just not going to...
Like Jenny. She's a little one.
She's just not going to get much bigger. Mm-hmm. And that's fine. And I don't feed her like I fed my other cats either, But my cats were actually just big cats to start with.
Yeah, I don't think feeding necessarily has anything to do with it.
With Pretty Girl, it did.
Well, she kind of grew out, yeah. But I mean, so I have 2 cats, mm-hmm. and they're both shelter cats. But one of them I got at 1.5 years, and one I got at
6 months, maybe.
No, it was less than that.
Yeah,
it was like 3 or 4 months. And that one is now about 3 times as big as the 4-year-old. Or no, she's not 4 now; she's 8.
She's 8 now, yeah,
8 or 9.
She's a senior cat.
Yeah, and but the other one is just, I mean, it's just genetics, Mm-hmm. So he's a much bigger cat.
He's also floofier, which adds to the look of being big.
Right.
Yeah. Right. But when Toffee gets overly excited, mm-hmm. that's the only time I'm afraid for the cat. Cats have a way of getting out of the way when they need to. They can slink through legs and things like that. And she loves the dog. She'll come up and she'll rub on her face. And she was actually licking Toffee's head the other day on the couch.
Grooming?
Yeah, it was so cute.
My cats love to do that too.
She grooms my face too.
Oh, I won't allow that.
She will lick my cheek.
She's been licking her butt too,
and
don't
she'll
forget.
Lick my nose.
Yeah, don't.
It's very cute.
It's not when you know what else she's been licking.
Also true. But anyway, when Toffee gets all super excited like that scares me a little bit. It doesn't, I mean, she won't run away. She mm-hmm. won't really back down. She might hiss mm-hmm. and be like, dude, you're freaking out. You're spazzing. Calm down. But she doesn't run away. And so I'm concerned that Toffee might pounce on her sometime.
Yeah, maybe not like purposely trying to hurt the cat, but just in play or some not realizing their own strength.
Yeah. And I might be getting a second cat, but I will update you on that when there's actual movement.
Okay, that'll be fun.
I think so. I think the kitty needs a little kitty friend.
Let's play a game of Would You Rather.
Okay.
Would you rather play the game?
I would.
All right. I have both the cards and the color.
Oh, I have to read for you since you're going to drop a stone.
I feel like I know what color I'm going to drop, but I'm not saying it. Good. Glad I didn't say it.
Because you would have been wrong. You dropped a purple stone, which stands for food or ingestion.
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather?
Yes.
Oh.
Apparently not.
Would you rather drink a shot glass of your neighbor's saliva?
Oh, God. Can I pick the neighbor? I don't think it matters.
I don't think it matters either. You'd have to, shoot that.
That's just nasty.
Or a tablespoon of dog toenail clippings.
That's ridiculous.
That is ridiculous.
That's just disgusting.
They're both. You remember that show Fear Factor?
Yeah.
It turned into disgust factor.
Yeah.
There was nothing scary.
It wasn't fear.
It was like you had to drink cow
Well, I'd
bile.
probably do that, and I don't want to drink somebody else's urine, for sure. But
no, it was saliva, not urine.
Well,
either one.
Is just pre-urine.
It's pre-urine. It will soon be urine.
Yeah. But I don't want to drink any of that stuff.
And you don't want to eat dog toenails.
No, but
because the dogs poop and then they walk in it and then they.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't do any of it unless it was clean, and it doesn't say I couldn't purify everything, could I?
It doesn't say that.
Yeah, so maybe
it's not specific.
Yeah. Okay.
All right,
That's
so you're going to go with the...
I don't even want to think about it.
Okay, you're going to go with the no.
Yeah, I'm just quickly giving an answer and then not thinking about it anymore.
Ever again. That's okay, right. It's my turn.
All right.
I got a purple one as well.
Also purple. We don't often drop the same colors, but when we do...
We do.
Food and ingestion, would you rather only be able to eat the leftovers from the bussing cart of a restaurant
Oh, like they pick up the plates off the table. The busser picks up all the after other people have eaten off the plates.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Or be able to eat anything you like, knowing that there will always be pieces of flies in it.
That's just protein.
Yeah.
I'd go with the flies.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I will tell you this. I have worked in a restaurant.
Yep.
And and not just me, but the other kitchen people would eat food off of plates. So I worked in a Japanese restaurant, kind of like Benihana, where they would cook in front of you on
like a hibachi.
There's a hibachi grill. And first of all, you would not believe, and maybe you would, but you would not believe the amount of people who don't touch a single thing on their plate.
They're just there for the show.
They order, I don't know what it was back then. This was a long time ago, but I mean, like $25 then was big. Now that's nothing.
Probably normal, yeah.
But let's just say $50 to $75 dinner and not touch one piece.
That's crazy.
And I always thought, well, do they sneeze on it and then go, I'm not going to eat that? And then we don't know that. But these plates would go into the back kitchen, and we knew what a full plate looked like.
Yeah.
We knew it hadn't been touched.
Yeah.
And so it would come back there, and somebody apparently didn't eat it, and we would eat.
Why not? Don't make it go to waste. And you were in your early 20s then?
Late 20s.
Late 20s, and not a vegetarian yet.
No.
So you were eating steak and
Totally.
shrimp and
everything.
all the things.
Yeah, and it was delicious.
Hibachi is delicious.
And it's great. You just you got to be. Now, someone could always put something in their mouth and spit it out.
Yeah.
And you would never know.
You wouldn't.
So, but because you don't know.
You don't know.
I would only eat like if it just was obvious no one touched it.
Yeah.
But there was tons of that. And you could just eat a full dinner constantly from other plates that people didn't touch.
My mother used to work at a saloon. And they had food service during certain times of the day. And we would do the same thing, honestly, if there were leftover French fries especially.
Yeah, totally.
Totally eat those fries.
What are you going to do? Are they sticking them up their nose? No, they're just fries.
They're just fries.
Just eat the damn things.
Exactly.
I don't have a problem with that. So, I mean, you can eat pieces of flies if you want, but I would be fine eating dinner off of the busing table.
I mean, I don't know.
Maybe it depends on the restaurant.
Yes.
Like Indian restaurant, I don't know that I would.
Because
it's so soupy. You don't know what's in there.
You don't know what's in there.
Yeah,
and I was just going to say, I don't know that I would
their gum in there.
finish somebody's soup.
No.
Because in soup, you have to take the spoon and put it in your mouth and put it back in the soup and put it in your mouth. And so if there's a half a bowl of soup left, I'm not going to eat that.
Yeah. I like to tell this story. There's two. I'll just tell this story. When I was working at that restaurant, so and again, this was in the 80s. So I don't even think the restaurant exists. Well, it does. I looked it up. There's. It used to kind of almost be a chain, like a regional chain.
Okay.
But it is now moved back to one restaurant.
It's just one.
I believe it's in South Carolina. But one of the main chefs had this huge container of rice. It was like a big Tupperware thing. They'd make a ton of rice and then just pour it in there. And he would take like a bowl, a soup bowl almost, to scoop it out and put it on how much he was going to use to cook on his little tray. And I can remember him doing that, just scooping. And then all of a sudden he just stopped and went, and just sprayed sneeze all over the rice. And then he paused. And then he started scooping it back out.
Oh, my God.
It went literally saw the spray of Japanese chef sneeze go all over the rice. Now, the thing is, he cooked it. So, any germs, but it is still, it is there.
Yeah.
The rice is a little salty.
I have a confession to make.
You do it all the time?
No.
Oh.
I was at I do have another, two confessions. Confessional. The first one is that I was at a buffet-style Christmas party at the office one time, and this is years ago. It's not the office I work at now. It was years and years ago.
In Alaska?
Yes, in Alaska. And I was leaning over the cheese tray, and all of a sudden, like, snot fell out of my nose.
Into the cheese?
Onto the platter.
Oh, wow.
I didn't say anything.
Well, I mean, what's the difference in snot and cheese? It's kind of the same.
Okay, I guess.
I mean, no, who's going to know?
Also, if you're ever at my house, it's probably a good idea that you don't, like...
Come to her house.
Come to my house. I drink out of the milk jug. I drink out of the juice jug. I don't need to...
Well, if you're alone...
No one's ever in my house but me. I'm not going to dirty a glass. Just,
Drink out of the toilet.
I mean, I don't drink out of, like, the water pitcher, and I don't drink out of the iced tea pitcher. Yeah. But, if it's got, like, a little round, I'll just drink out of it.
I can remember doing that when I was a bachelor.
Yeah, because no one is ever in my house. It's mine.
Sure.
And no one wants my good belly,
Your what?
So it's a juice drink that's probiotic. Oh. It's a good belly.
Okay. I'm sorry. I was just like, well, I don't know.
I don't know what that is.
Why are they at your house? Maybe they do.
Maybe they want your good belly.
That's right. Well, I mean, we should do a show about that. I have a few stories about food prep. We should do like a little research on some other stories about food prep that other people have, and maybe our listeners have stories. They've worked in a restaurant and would like to send them to us, and we'll just do that.
Yeah,
we'll do a food story, scare everybody.
Yep.
And so do that. Send us your little anecdote, your food prep
and
anecdote.
We don't have to say your name if you don't want us to.
thisepicdisaster@gmail.com. Prefer probably not to mention the actual restaurants.
Yeah, we can't do that. We
don't want to give that kind of publicity out.
No.
But
I mean, here's an example. This has happened to everyone.
Yeah.
When you are grating cheese and you catch your finger on the grater, do you throw all that cheese away?
No, I don't think anything actually falls in it, but
I mean, I've grated my finger before pretty badly.
Into the cheese. Mm-hmm. I'm not eating any more of your deviled eggs for Christmas.
There's no cheese in my deviled eggs. No,
but it's the same thing. So let's do that. Let's do a little story about it. And speaking of that, don't forget, and it's less than a month. It's getting close. The Evil Zoom is coming up on June 6th.
Yes.
When should we start? I'm trying to decide. Should we start it? So I think 6 p.m. is too early.
Well, I mean, especially if we have listeners on the mid to west coast.
Yeah.
They're still at work.
We could do 9, because 9 upside down is 6. And anyway, 9 is going to be 9 would be about 6 over on the West Coast. I don't think we have too many West Coast people.
I don't think we do.
But anyway, so on the Evil Zoom, we're going to do a little show about evil. So what we'll do, the Zoom, we won't talk so much about evil. We're going to talk about evil on the podcast, and we will do some evil stuff, evil conversation on the podcast. Not scary evil. But we'll talk about evil stuff, and then I'm going to drink a 6-pack of beer and see what happens.
Like the fruits of the devil.
I want to know. I'm kind of anxious to see what happens at my age, drinking a 6.
So the 6th is on a Monday.
I know. It's our normal podcast time.
Well, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Interesting. Okay, it's going to be fun.
I think so.
Now I want to watch that movie.
We got to come up with the time. So we'll be thinking about that. And we'll also post the Zoom code so that you can join the Zoom. And we'll do that very, very soon.
Yeah, we'll have that out to you prior to... it's not like we're just going to release it 5 minutes before or anything like that.
Right.
We'll have it out to you earlier. Right.
Okay. That's all I got to talk about.
Hey, you know what we're having for dinner tonight?
Taco salad, yeah.
Taco salad.
I know. That's going to be kind of fun.
Woo, woo, woo.
No, I did want to talk about couple other things.
What?
All right, so I don't know if you heard about this
What?
This week. This is interesting.
Oh, are you going to talk about the incidents over the weekend?
No.
Oh, okay.
But thanks for bringing it up.
Sorry.
No, and I don't know exactly when this happened, although it's still kind of happening.
Okay.
So maybe you heard about this. Investigators, police officers, investigators or whatever, they found a body. This happened in South Carolina. They found a body of a 60-year-old man
60?
laying in his backyard. And there was no sign of foul play.
Right.
They went and they investigated. They could not find any sign of foul play. While they were investigating, they found a kind of a shallow grave.
Yep.
And in the shallow grave was the body of a person.
Mm-hmm.
This person had been strangled. They did, I guess, forensics and found out. The person had been strangled and had been cuffed and duct taped and put in a trash bag and put in a shallow grave.
Yep.
And what they have determined now is that the body of the person was the person that the dead guy lived with.
His girlfriend.
They now have surmised that dead guy killed that woman.
Yep.
And was in the process of burying her.
Yep.
And he had a heart attack and died.
You want to talk about instant karma? Let's talk about instant karma.
Yeah. So my wife says it wasn't instant karma. She says if it was instant karma, it would have happened right after he killed her. So it's delayed karma.
Delayed karma.
Yeah, and I think that might be fair. But
shortly delayed karma.
I'm so fascinated by that. Can you imagine the cops showing up and go, oh, this guy's dead, a poor guy. And then they're looking and then they're like, wait a minute, we got a body over here.
Yeah.
And then they're like, I feel like it's an investigator's dream.
Oh, I bet.
Because you found everybody. Everybody that's involved is right there.
Yep.
So you're not on the lookout for anything.
There's no danger to anybody else.
No. And now it's a puzzle.
Yeah.
Let's solve the puzzle.
Yeah.
It's just the perfect puzzle. But can you imagine these investigators sitting there going, what could have happened? And then they're like, I know what happened.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's got to be an ID channel show.
Oh, it will
point.
be. It will be soon.
Be.
You hear about these things. I mean, I don't have any actual specifics, but I've heard, because we watch all those murder shows.
Yeah.
All the time. And you hear about, like, people who die, loners, who die or whatever. And then when they go to, like, clean out their house, they find a bunch of dead bodies.
Yep.
So it does happen. And people can take these secrets essentially to their grave with them, but it will come out in the end.
Yeah.
But they don't have to pay for it because they're dead.
Well, I just think this guy, he's probably thinking, got away with it.
Yeah,
Finally.
Yeah.
He's out doing it. He probably doesn't do a whole lot of exercise, and he's out there.
In his 60s, probably not.
And the spirit of the woman killed him.
In his 60s, he probably doesn't do a whole lot of exercise.
No one does in their who exercises in their 60s?
You tell me.
No one. I mean, there's some YouTube people who will never stop exercising.
Right.
But that's it.
You remember Jack Lalanne?
Yeah. I mean, he lived until, I think, in his 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But he's a freak.
He
was a freak of nature.
You could be the next Jack Lalanne.
I would never be. Jack Lalanne was exercising as a child and then going all the way through his entire life. I couldn't do that. And if I started now, I would be the dead guy in the backyard because I would just all of a sudden start and have a heart attack and die.
Start slow.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I could do a little bit at a time, but why?
Man, it was a few years ago. I'm going to say maybe 5 or 6 years ago. There was a story about a man in his mid-40s wanting to get back in shape. And he wanted to do something fun to get back in shape rather than just, riding a stationary bike or running on a treadmill or something. He wanted to be in a sport. And he had played soccer as a young man. So he went out and joined a soccer league, just a city league, and the first game he died of a heart attack.
Oh, no. That wasn't fun. Well, I just saw so this is how dumb I am. I was just, right before we came up here, I was reading the story about this, I think he was 72. 72-year-old man ran, oh man, now I want to say it was a 100-yard dash, 100-meter, whatever, in 14 seconds.
What?
It's like a record. At 72. And this is how dumb I am. I'm like, I could do that.
No, you couldn't. No, you couldn't.
I might, and I might not. But I think I can.
You can't, though.
I just tell myself I can.
With training and with a year's worth of training for something like that, maybe. You'd have to train for like 5-6 hours a day, though.
I don't know if it's me or if it's just basic male ego that I still think I can do everything if I wanted to. It doesn't matter how old I am.
But every time you stand up, your knee tells you, no, I can't.
There's no evidence to support that I could do anything. But I still believe I could do it all.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just like, I've never played a second of football, ever. High school, pee-wee football.
None of it.
Anything.
Flag football.
But I'm convinced if there was an opening on the Rams, I could get in there and do it.
Okay.
I wouldn't want to, but I totally believe I could.
Okay. You know, those players come out of there with dislocated fingers. They come out.
Okay, that's beside the point. I couldn't throw the damn ball. That you got to have those kind of skills to even get in there.
I can throw a football.
I remember when I was young, and so I got a brother that's like a year younger than me, and we would go out and throw the ball. And then we were both, it's just not too long after we went through puberty, and I would throw the ball, and he would throw the ball like 5 times farther than me with a perfect spiral. And I was like, okay, I quit.
Yeah, you're like, no, I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't care how you did it. I don't know.
I'm going to go into the arts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to draw.
I don't have what it takes to do any of that
to
kind
be
of
an
stuff.
athlete.
Yeah. No.
Well, you know, I did play sports as a young woman. I didn't in school. But like in my 20s, my mid-20s and early 30s, I played volleyball. I played softball. And, of course, these are like city leagues, you know, nothing outrageous. But, again, volleyball in the wintertime because you could play indoors. Softball in the summertime because it was outside. What else did we do? Golf. I golfed all the time. And I enjoy that type of exercise where there's a goal, there's something to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want to just running on a treadmill. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, if I have a good book in front of me, maybe.
You like yoga?
I do like yoga. I prefer guided yoga.
Okay.
So it's not like because I don't want to think while I'm doing yoga. I just want to be told what position to get into, and don't take that the wrong way. I just want to be told, okay, now, you know, bend over.
Yeah.
Those kinds of things.
Yeah.
And I used to have in Alaska, I used to go to twice weekly. I would go to a great class with a great teacher, and they were an hour long each. I'd go on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Absolutely adored it. Absolutely adored it.
But you're at the point now where you're not 50 yet. You're still young.
I'll be 48 this year.
You're still youngster. If you started now yogaing again, and I know it's so hard to do when you have a dog and cat. You have to kind of go. They'll be like all over you.
And it's like, I don't want to step back without making sure I'm not going to squish my cat.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
But it would be you would have so much benefit if you started now.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, I got to start it again.
I mean, you have space up here.
I now have that. I'm going to do it. I'm going to. Next time you come in, there'll probably be a yoga mat here.
I have, and this is funny too. I have a yoga mat. I have 2 actually.
Yeah.
I
have mat.
What?
2 mat.
I have mat. Yes. I have yoga blocks, which one of them is holding my computer up right now. I have a yoga strap for those times you can't reach your foot.
When you want to whoop yoga's ass.
That's right. Give me a strap.
Right.
Or, you know, never mind. I was going to go somewhere else with it, but I won't. You know, I have all the accoutrement. You
don't need any of that.
You don't need any of it.
You need a floor.
You just need a floor and a body.
Yep. Preferably your own.
But I would love to get back into yoga. I would even love to get into like acro stuff.
Yeah.
You know, where you've got a partner and you're doing yoga together and it's like in sync. And
yeah, that's the one thing that I would suggest all you young people out there listening. Do we have young people listen?
We do.
Is stretch. Every day, stretch.
Stretch.
It sounds stupid now, But when you get older, you'll be like, oh, thank goodness I did that.
I had a friend, acquaintance, who told me one of the things that she did was every day, as soon as she woke up, she would just get out of bed and go into the splits on her floor. And she would like lay there on her stomach, middle splits, lay there on her stomach. And sometimes she said she would even fall back to sleep like that.
Yeah. Just do it yoga would be great. If you can't do yoga, just stretch. Every day you'll benefit. And then second, meditation. Do it with your mind, stretching your mind. So do those two things, but if you can't do two, do one and do the yoga.
The stretching elongates the muscles. It strengthens, yoga specifically strengthens the joints because you're putting it's a what do they call it? Weight resistant.
It aids digestion.
Yes.
Immune response.
Especially with the twisting, because basically, if you think about it, there are actually some specific yoga poses to do where you are literally twisting your guts, like wringing them out. And it's try it because it works.
It's good.
Yeah, it's all good.
Okay.
Are
you done?
I am done.
I got one more thing.
What do you got?
I don't know. I gotta figure out where I put my thing.
Where'd you put your thing?
There it is. It's just a news story that I was fascinated by, which is interesting. It's sort of, talking about bodies, this kind of works.
Okay.
Now, if I can't find this,
then we'll talk about it next time.
Let me see. Uh-oh.
While he's looking that up, remember that you can find us on Instagram. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Twitter. ThisEpicDisaster.com is our website. And our Gmail is thisepicdisaster@gmail.com.
Yeah, you can send us letters. Okay, so this just fascinated me. I don't know why, but it did. This family, there's a family in Esco, Minnesota. Do you know where Esco is?
I do not.
Esco, Minnesota. They are officially the tallest family in the world. They have an average height of 6'8".
I dated a guy who was 6'8".
So it's the Trapp family, not the Von Trapp family. They were in Sound of Music.
Yeah.
So here, I'm going to read their height. This is the entire family. The shortest person is 6'3". Girl, female, woman, whatever you want to, whatever they call them today.
How old is she? Does it say?
It says, nope. It says they got a picture and she's a grown-up.
Okay.
She's the shortest person in the world's tallest family. So she's 6'3". And let's see, her husband is 6'8".
But obviously they aren't both Trapps.
I don't know. Well, I mean,
they can't be.
She has the last name Trapp, so it may be his name.
Yeah. So
they have two daughters, and one of the daughters is 6'8". The other daughter is 6'6".
Wow.
That 6'8" girl's kind of cute.
They would tower over you.
And the youngest member, Adam, is 7'3".
7'3".
Yeah. Look at this. Here's the family right there. Look how tall he is.
Let me put my glasses on. I gotta see.
That's a good looking family.
Are they?
They're a tall family right there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are some tall folk.
The shortest is 6'3".
And she's not a relation because she's a wife of somebody.
Well, it doesn't matter. I mean, she contributed the genes
to the height.
Us.
Yeah. Interesting. Well, who's the tallest person you ever dated?
I don't know. It might have been you. I don't remember.
Okay.
I always wanted, though. I went through a period, though, I wanted to date somebody really tall.
Yeah.
Like almost
like
my
your height.
Yeah. I just thought it'd be kind of fun to see how that would be.
That would be a striking couple, I think.
I mean, I always thought. I mean, and you never have when you're tall, you rarely have the experience of kissing someone without bending down.
Yeah,
unless you're standing on something,
right?
Or you're laying down. But it just that seems to to be able just to look somebody in the eye when you're talking to them
and not have to slouch.
Yeah, and then after a while, when you start thinking about it, it's like, oh, that would be fun, and then it becomes a kind of an obsession. It's like I want to do that. I remember. There were like a couple people back when I was dating before I met my wife, and I reached out and contacted them, and they were like 6'4", 6'5". Never heard back. They were probably like, I don't want to date a tall guy. Especially
Maybe they
not
wanted
that
to date
tall
a
guy.
short guy.
Yeah, they might
So
have.
that he'd have to get on his tippy toes.
Could be. I don't know.
I don't know.
But never worked out. So
Anyway. Yeah, the tallest person I ever dated was 6'8". And I was 14. He was 18. This was in California.
Okay. Huh. Well, there you go.
There you go. There you go.
All right, let's close it down. Let's stop. Let's
All right,
quit.
let's talk about this
quit.
beer.
Yeah.
What do you think of the beer?
Okay. I have been fluctuating. I've been going back and forth.
That's what fluctuating means.
Yeah, over what score that I want to rank it, and we rank it out of 1 through 5 stars. And I have been kind of moving back and forth. At times I'm like, this, I really like this. At other times, like, I don't know about that. So it goes back and forth. And I'm gonna say that I was almost ready to give it a 5.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, almost ready to give it a 5.
At the beginning?
Yes.
Okay.
And right here toward the end, it has started becoming a little too sweet for me.
Yep. I noticed the same thing.
And I guess it's the beer, but it's just, so because of that, 4.5. I'm giving it a 4.5. I like this taste a lot. It is, for the most part, it's kept the carbonation for the most part.
There's some carbonation in there still.
But it's just, I probably have I probably have about a third left.
Same.
And it's just at that point where it's just starting to turn sweet.
Yeah, I definitely noticed the sweetness somewhere around halfway.
Yep.
And I'll be honest, it doesn't have as striking of a flavor as some of the bourbon barrel aged beers that we've had. And I thought that rye had more of a turpentine than whiskey or bourbon. So I would think that it would be stronger in this beer, that flavor. But it's not. It's like it's being covered up with that sweetness that we mentioned. And I would say that I've had some whiskey beers in whiskey barrel beers that I much prefer over this.
Okay.
So I'm going to give it a 4 because it's still a good beer.
Yeah.
And if I'm just going to have one beer, I would order this.
Yeah. This is my kind of flavor. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
And I was really, I was ready to throw out a 5 there, but then just right toward the end, it just started changing a little bit.
It's just too much.
Just settling, and it's becoming just a bit too sweet. Because, the 5 has to be a perfect beer. It has to be just spot on perfect. There can't be any flaws. And so it leans towards a 5. It's almost a 5. But because of that sweetness, it's just falling just a little bit. So, I'm 4.5 to 5 I would be comfortable with, but because of that sweetness, I'm going to pull it back just a little bit.
Now, you and I think, have only ever agreed upon and rated a beer a 5 twice in the 4 years we've been doing this.
Twice, maybe 3, but yeah, you're right.
One of them was The Tears of My Enemies.
That was our first 5, I'm pretty sure.
It was, and we did a little video about it because we were at Mac McGee's.
And I was going to say, to be fair, that was the Life and Kill podcast.
Oh, you're right.
So
you're right.
On the show here, we've only done like 1, maybe 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Office Party was, I gave it a 4.5 and then I regretted it. I wanted to put it back up. But now I'm comfortable with the 4.5 because it's also a pretty sweet beer.
It can get sweet. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So if you have an opportunity to get Rye on Rye from Boulevard Brewing Company.
Good stuff.
And
12 points. I can feel it.
12. I know I can too.
My ears are burning.
12.2% alcohol. And this is from Kansas, Missouri.
Oh.
Kansas City. Stuff. Sorry, Kansas City, Missouri.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very good stuff. All right, so we apologize for last week. Hopefully, 2 shows will come out today.
If we can get the audio fixed on on last week's show.
If not, sorry. But I think I can do it.
But nobody mentioned it, so
yeah.
Yeah.
But please don't forget Evil Zoom.
Yes.
June 6th.
June 6th is coming up.
We would like for you to be there. And thanks to everybody who's kind of interacted. We did a few things, posts this week, and we got some interaction, which was kind of nice.
Yeah.
I like that. So thanks for just saying hi or commenting or giving feedback. That's pretty cool.
And if you've noticed that I haven't been on social media, it's because I haven't been on social media.
You dropped Facebook, didn't you?
I did.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, maybe we'll get you back on.
Maybe in a different capacity, but we'll see.
Yeah. All right. We're going to say goodbye now, and we'll see you next week.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye. This is a Violet Jester Media podcast.